Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray might be stepping down. India Today getting you that first news break. It's come quick on the heels of what Sanjay Rawat hinted at when he tweeted asking that the dissolution of the assembly is going to be a possibility. That means Shiv Sena has admitted the reason why even Sanjay Rawat is accepting the dissolution of the assembly suggests that Shiv Sena, which is the Uddhav faction here, doesn't have the numbers to go on. The NCP, the Congress will have to be on board with that. But the strong buzz now coming in from Maharashtra is that a huge development is about to happen, and that development, viewers, that I'm talking about would seem to suggest the stepping down of Uddhav Thackeray. He may resign after consulting with all party MPs, MLAs, his alliance partners. All eyes on the cabinet meeting, which is happening at 1 p.m. Heavy-paced, fast-paced developments taking place as I speak. 1 p.m. it seems that Uddhav Thackeray might just step down. This comes in, viewers, quick on the heels of Sanjay Rawat admitting on Twitter, hinting at Twitter, that the Shiv Sena is going to move for the dissolution of the assembly, admitting by that tweet that Uddhav Thackeray has absolutely no rabbits to pull out of his hat anymore. He doesn't have the numbers. The numbers are in favor with Eknath Shinde. Eknath Shinde, viewers, says he has 40 MLAs, out of which 35 are MLAs from the Shiv Sena. And there's always, the MLAs in particular in every state, if you go by political history as it stands, usually seem to flow towards or go towards or be attracted towards the side which seems to be forming government. And it seems right now, even with the kind of political commentary now suddenly coming in from Maharashtra with studied silence, complete lull from the BJP, local BJP leaders, senior BJP leaders now coming out and making statements of what is going down in Maharashtra is testimony that possibly the end of the Maha Vikas Aghadi is near. What we are being given to understand, and there's a huge buzz that is emanating from the political circles close to the Shiv Sena, that the Shiv Sena has run out of options. When I say Shiv Sena, it is the Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray, viewers, because if you look at it, right now, the mothership is primarily, if you don't look at the leadership, lies with Eknath Shinde. He enjoys the support of way more MPs, MLAs, I beg your pardon, than Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray has 16 loyalists who've stuck with him. They have requested, which is Uddhav Thackeray, which the Deputy Speaker has agreed to, the change of the Legislative Party leader from Eknath Shinde to Mr. Chaudhary. That has been admitted to. But on the other side, 35 MLAs and counting is what Eknath Shinde claims of the Shiv Sena are in support of Eknath Shinde. But Eknath Shinde, with these numbers, can clearly avoid the anti-defection law from kicking in. All right, these are visuals coming in. Shiv Sainik out on the streets, in support of Uddhav Thackeray. Even yesterday, there was a show of strength from the cadre of Shiv Sainik, from the cadre of the Shiv Sena. Shiv Sainik taking to the street in support of Uddhav Thackeray and the current ongoing crisis. Let's try and dip in and get in a sense of what we are witnessing.
छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की उद्धव साहब तुम संघर्ष करो, तुम्हारे साथ है। उद्धव साहब संघर्ष करो, शिवसेना से जो टकराएगा मिट्टी में मिल जाएगा।
Okay, viewers, what you hear are Shiv Sainik cheering, sloganeering in support of Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav, tum sangharsh karo, hum tumhare saath hai. Is there a turn of events where Uddhav Thackeray is concerned, viewers? Right now, even the kind of language that is coming in from the men closest to him, Sanjay Rawat, where he also said that satta hi chali jayegi, party sangathan bachana hai. Kamlesh Sutar joining us live from the Maharashtra Chief Minister's residence. Kamlesh, word coming in. What can you add to it? No rabbits to pull out of Uddhav's hat. He's all set to resign. Is there an acceptance now, Kamlesh, that Satta is actually going to go that there is going to be no power. Now all hands on deck to actually save the Shiv Sena from splitting.
Preeti, let me just give a small correction. My location, I am at the Mantralaya, the state headquarters, where the cabinet meeting is likely to be held in some time from now. This is where the Mantralaya of Maharashtra Assembly is. Here, the Chief Minister would be chairing the meeting in some point from now. And from here, if you can just see, that is the Vidhan Bhavan, the Maharashtra legislature. Here, the Chief Minister. This is where the entire drama is expected to end now. At the meeting that is to be held, what we are learning and going by the cryptic tweet or the hint rather than thrown by Sanjay Raut, senior Shiv Sena leader, he says that it is just a matter of saving the party. The government may go, and early in the morning he said that the Maharashtra government is walking towards a dissolution. So is that the decision that Uddhav Thackeray is contemplating? Whether he'll come at the meeting, and the most crucial, the most important decision of dissolving the Maharashtra Assembly will be taken at this cabinet meeting that is scheduled to start in another 45 minutes. Uddhav Thackeray will reach here at the cabinet meeting, and that decision is likely to be taken. The decision that will be taken is going to be important, and that is going to decide the next course of action for Maharashtra. Uddhav Thackeray clearly left with no options at this point in time, with majority of his party MLAs, more than 75 to 80% of his party MLAs with Eknath Shinde not willing to budge. It's a battle of who blinks first between Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde. Both the parties are not willing to budge. Eknath Shinde has kept his options before Uddhav Thackeray through his messengers. Uddhav Thackeray sent his message to him. Going with the BJP is not an option, and that is where Eknath Shinde's demand is stuck. So at this point, if Eknath Shinde doesn't have that exact figure of number of more than 37, and Uddhav Thackeray seems he also doesn't have the number, in that case the only golden center that he could at this point achieve seems to be the fact that he might have to dissolve the assembly and call in for fresh elections. We'll have to wait and watch another 40 to 45 minutes before the Maharashtra cabinet meeting starts.
Resolution of Assembly A will not happen without the consent of the NCP and the Congress, or are they on board? Number two, will the governor give consent to dissolve the assembly? Why should the governor do that?
Well, exactly, that is where the crucial question ends, and that is a big question mark, because the governor, B.S. Koshari, has been tested with COVID and he is hospitalized. He has tweeted some time back that he's tested positive for COVID and he is hospitalized. He said that he has mild symptoms. Where will Uddhav Thackeray go? But we are learning that the charge has been given to, the additional charge has been given to Goa governor. So might as well, the action that we've seen happening in Mumbai, Surat, Guwahati, and now the action might just shift to Goa as well. They'll have to go and approach the governor in Goa, where he might have to go and speak to the governor. Whether the governor accepts the dissolution, whether he has strong grounds out for doing that, that is the question. But experts believe that it's the prerogative of the Chief Minister. Whether the governor will approve to that is the big question at this point.
Kamlesh, what are your sources telling you within the NCP and the Congress? Is this now a joint decision because there is no option, move for dissolution of assembly?
See, the rebel is of the Shiv Sena, but the problem is faced by the MVA government. So, even if the Shiv Sena takes decision as a party, the decision is ultimately going to affect the Mahavikas Aghadi government. So, even if the Shiv Sena takes any decision, whether it is to bring back and win back its MLAs like it did in 2019, where NCP MLAs had gone with the BJP, but then Sharad Pawar took the mantle in his own hand and quelled the rebellion. This time, Uddhav Thackeray has to do it, but this time, it seems that all the MLAs and Eknath Shinde camp is out of his reach. That doesn't seem to be happening at this point. So the only option that Uddhav Thackeray has is to convince his party allies, because in any case, it's not just the Shiv Sena, but the government faces that imminent danger. If Eknath Shinde succeeds and going to the governor, there is a possibility that there might be a new, all the possibilities and the probabilities that we are checking. In that scenario, what happens is the Eknath Shinde group and BJP might just join hands, which the MVA doesn't want. If they want
what does it hinge on?
They seem is something which is new, because that would also send.
Kamlesh, what does it hinge on right now?
Preeti, just last point that I would do.
Sure, but I'm going to keep you. Kamlesh, you're not going anywhere.
Because, all the 37... the thing is, most of the MLAs, they should send a message down to the MLAs, because most of them would fear that going for a fresh mandate is not going to be something that these MLAs would accept. Going for fresh polls against a Shiv Sena candidate, because these candidates will have to fight for on a different party symbol, because they would obviously not be given party tickets, all the rebels. So they'll have to fight freshly this election. Most of these MLAs would not be in a position or may not be very keen on fighting a fresh election.